Hello and welcome to another Purveyor of Light Photo Quick Tip. Today we've got one for the Mac users in our group. A lot of people, are been clicking photos on their cell phones for years now, and their phones are getting full, and they'd like to have some kind of organization, or maybe even edit some of the photos on their computer and so forth. And so today we're going to cover all the basics and an introductory course to the Apple application called Photos. And every Mac comes standard with it, okay? And believe it or not, most people, okay, and most people won't tell you this, but this application is probably all you'd ever need to take care and edit your photos. And that's just the truth, okay? Most people do not want to sit there and become Photoshop experts and, get into the nitty-gritty of, editing their photo with 100 layers and so forth and all the complicated things that go along with it. Most people take nice snapshots, they take a couple good images here and there, and they just want to do a little tweak, little organization, okay? And for those purposes, the Photos app is it. Okay, so like I said, it's built into the all Macs, and you'll find it right here in your dock. Okay, this little floral here, and we'll open that up. Okay, and this is the interface, and of course it's empty right now because we don't have any photos in it. And so it'll take photos from your camera, it'll take it from your phone, it'll take it from hard drive folder on your hard drive. It's versatile, so it can do everything. So if you want to take your photos from your camera, you can most certainly do that. If you have a folder on your computer and you have photos in it and you want to have it in there, we can do that too. So let's go ahead and jump right in. We're going to go up to File, and we're going to go to Import. Okay, Import is we're going to take some pictures into this thing. And right off the desktop here, I do have some demo photos. Okay, so off my desktop, there's my demo images, and I just hit Review for Import, and Photos app automatically loads them. And for this demo thing here, I got 37 photos that want to come in. Okay, and it's asking me, do you want to import to the library? And you just simply hit OK. And now Photos app is literally putting them in the catalog for you, and they are just that quickly into the photo library for you. All right, it's that easy. So with any photo, you can use this slider up here in the upper left, and you can make your thumbnails bigger or smaller depending on how you like to work. Okay, and if you like to look at a particular image, you can just simply double click on it and it will open it up full screen. If we take it up and we enter full screen here, we can look at the whole photo that way. Okay, just hit the escape key to go back down, and it's that easy to work with. So that's one way for us to turn around and get photos in. It's just taking it from a folder like I did. But like I said, you could use your camera. You could even use your cell phone. If you plug it into the computer with the USB cable, it'll automatically recognize it, and then you can put your photos into this library. Okay, so that's the introductory basics of it. Again, we'll come in and open up a photo here, and we can look at it, and we can say, oh, look, we could edit the photo right here. Okay, so if I just hit edit, I then have very easy interface, very clearly labeled. I look at the photo. What do I do? Is it do I want to retouch it? Do I want it to be black and white? Do I want it to work with the colors? What do I want to do? Do I want to work with a curve? Okay, if you're a little more advanced, you can most certainly do advanced. You can do level adjustments. You can get as finite detail as you want. You can reduce noise in the photo. You can sharpen your photo. If maybe you want a little sharpness to it, you can do all that, as well as put a vignette around the whole photo. Okay, all this is built in. You know that most people don't even know this exists because they never went up to the top to turn around and do this. But you could do this to your heart's content. And because it's an Apple's piece of software, you don't have to be a technical expert on any of this. Every one of these features have an auto button. Okay? Everywhere you look. Don't know what to do with the curves, but you want to somehow see what you can do? Hit the auto button. And did you see that? The photo, the contrast and everything, I'm going to turn it on and off. There it is off, and there it is on. It's a subtle effect, but it actually made the photo better. Okay? Now, black and white. Do I want to do black and white? Well, maybe I do. And there it is in a black and white by automatic. Okay? So as you get more advanced, you can turn around and start playing with the settings, or you can just let Apple hit the auto button, and if you like the changes, then you do it. If you don't like it, just hit the undo button right next to it, and it will undo it. Okay? All right. So we'll go hit done here, and to go back, just hit the escape key, and we're back into the library. Now, everything that I did to that photo, okay, is non-destructive. The original photo is still on the hard drive, and it's been unchanged whatsoever. I could make it black and white, and the original photo will still have all the information, all the color, okay? It's a non-destructive way of editing, all right? And because Apple is managing everything for you, you don't have to worry about any of the technical details. Okay. So let's keep going here, right? So I have a nice variety here. And it's like most people, you know, I take my cell phone around everywhere I go, snap a couple shots, and you know, it sits on my phone for months. Oh, I went to somebody's birthday party, little girl's birthday party. I snapped a shot there. Oh, I went to the marina and snapped a couple shots a month later. Oh, I snapped my new car. Here we go, you know. Oh, I went to a car show and looked at the old cars. Maybe I went to an air show, and I'm going, oh, wow, you know, I have a whole array of different types of photos here. You know, it would be nice if I put them in some kind of organization so that I could view them. You know, I don't want to see them all mixed up like this. Imagine if you had 1,000 photos in here or 2,000. You'd be going crazy trying to enjoy your photos. Well, that's where we have albums right here on the left, okay? We have albums, we have projects, and you'll notice that we have memories, people, places, and all that. And again, these up here are automatic, okay? Apple will use artificial intelligence to automatically generate slideshows and great presentations of your photo memories, and it'll be based on dates and stuff. Very similar to like what the Facebook does occasionally. It'll go on this date. These are your photos that you took, and it makes a little slideshow automatically. This is all done automatically in the Photos app. People, same thing. After you've been here for a while and you've used this, Apple will start identifying people. Okay? And once it's identified, you can turn around, all right, and it will start asking you for names of the photos, and then it'll get smarter as time goes on. Okay? Places, same thing. If you wanted to do most of your phones have GPS, so if you have a particular photo taken, in a location, you can use this to turn around and say, okay, this photo was taken right here in Stockton, and you can drag a photo and assign it to that particular face. If your pictures already have GPS information built into it, this would automatically populate. Okay, albums. Think of albums exactly as your old family albums were, right? Maybe you remember your mom or your dad or your grandparents. They kept all their photos in shoeboxes and in physical albums, right? in binders, under plastic, a whole variety of different ones. But basically, that's how they organized their photos back then. Luckily, in today's digital age, we can do it much more efficient and much more usable. All right, so albums. I don't have any. Okay, it's empty. So if I hit the plus here, I could create an album, or I could create a smart album, okay, or I could make a folder, all right? But we're going to deal with an album. Now, what I recommend you do is the albums you make are based on you, okay, as an individual. What kind of pictures do you take? If you're an everyday, person taking everyday photos, you'll be taking places, vacations, family pictures, events, things like that, right? So it would be great to be able to make albums for those particular things. And then we can just assign the photos to those albums. So let's go ahead and make the first one. How about family? Okay, so there we go. We got our family album. And let's say what else? Another album I'll make. Vacations, right? We all occasionally have the opportunity to go on vacation somewhere. So I'll put those in there. And then maybe I have a specialty item there where I love aircraft, right? I love air shows. I love things like that. So maybe I want to have airplanes. Again, there's no right or wrong. It's based on the particular photos that you want to have and how you want to organize. All right? All right, so now we have our albums all set. Okay, we can come up to our photos, and now we can just start assigning our photos to it. Like, here's my granddaughter, and I will just turn around and drop her in the family. Okay? And another family shot, drag it, drop it on family. If I want to do several, I can hold the control key down, and I selected 4 photos right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, all in a row, and then I can sit and drag it. I could drag it on whatever it pertains on this. Now, this was a vacation, so maybe I want to put it in vacation. And if we go in here, we can see there's the ones assigned to the vacation. Here's the ones that are assigned for family. And I can keep on going. And you'll notice the pictures are not physically being moved around. So you don't have to worry about that. An album is a representation. Apple does all the technical stuff. So it knows, leave your photos alone. Okay, you worked very hard to take these photos, so it knows not to mess with them. It doesn't move them on the hard drive when you make albums. Okay, and you'll notice that I have this set up as a vacation folder. Okay, but this also happens to be my granddaughter. So maybe I want her in the family album too. I can have her in as many albums as I want. She's not restricted to just being in the vacation one. So if I come back here and I go, okay, I want this one in the family folder as well. So I drag it in there, and now you'll see that in the family album, it's there. And you'll also see that she's also in the vacation folder album. Okay? So a picture can be in multiple albums, all right, if it pertains, all right? See, lots of versatility. So here we go. Now, you'll notice here that the pictures are not moving, right? Our pictures are still in our catalog, untouched, okay? And you'll notice here you go, but let's say you had 100 photos, 200 photos, 500 photos. You're going, shoot, which one are in albums and organized and which ones aren't? I forgot. It's been so many pictures, I don't know. You know, did I put this airplane in an album? Did I put this one in an album? How about this one? I don't remember. I have to go in and look and go, okay, is this in the family one? No, it's not. Okay, so I have to drag it into the family one. That would be very inefficient, right? Because when you get thousands of photos, you're not going to keep track of it. And because if you look into the Photos tab, we're seeing our whole library, all unorganized. All right? That's why we're using the albums to organize them. Okay. So, how do we solve this problem? In other words, how do I know which one of these pictures are not cataloged or put into albums? That's the beauty of smart albums. Okay? So if we come up to albums and I hit the plus up here, we use the option to have albums, right? And that's what we made here for our group. So I'm going to use a smart album. All right, so I select smart, and then I'm going to turn around and go, give it a name, and I'm going to say, okay, this one is unorganized. Well, I can't spell today. Close enough for jazz. And I want it to be, I pull down and I want album, and then I say is not. So, unorganized photos that are not in an album. So let's see what happens. Boom, here's our unorganized. And you'll notice that we have 30 photos that are not in albums. If I go to the photos library up here, you can see I have a lot more than that many. I have 37 photos right here. And then I've got 30 that are not assigned. So now I could say, okay, if they're here, these ones need to be filed away. So watch. This is the great thing about the smart objects. So this is telling me this T-Bird is not put in an album. Well, let's put it there. There we go, under airplanes. And you'll notice it disappeared. Okay? Now again, because we're using a smart album, using the basic rule, is this photo already in an album? Okay? We can just go through it until we clear it up. Now, and if you need more albums as you're working, just simply go, okay, I'm going to make another album, and I'm going to call it Animals, or Zoos, or whatever the case may be. So now I can come in and I could select multiples by holding the control key down, come through, get all the animals, and then drag them into the Animals album, and you'll see, whammo, whammo, they get disappeared. Why didn't they do that? Animals, there they are. Okay. So, unorganized. You'll notice that the animals are gone. So, again, I can just keep going through this. Airplanes. Drag it in, and it disappears. Family photos. Wonder why that one is not... Try that again. There we go. My computer must have been tired. Didn't want to move it the first time. Here's an airplane again. Drag it in here. Another one. And you see they're disappearing as I'm doing them. So I'm getting organized. And I don't have to do this in all one sitting. I could just say, okay, I'm tired for today. I don't want to do any more organizing. And just stop right here. And this smart object, unorganized, will always be there for us. So I hit all photos, and you'll notice all our photos are still in the main library. But if I hit the smart object and say, these are the ones that still aren't organized. You want to organize these guys? And you can drag them into the appropriate folders. And then we have airplanes, vacation, family photos, and there's no limit, and there's no right or wrong. You make the albums that fit your particular family, and your particular shots that you take, and you get them all organized in this way. And again, I'm only scratching the surface. Okay? Only scratching the surface. Once you make these albums, you have all kinds of versatility. You can make slideshows. You can do all kinds of wonderful things. All right? I could turn around and say, okay, Command A to hit all photos and hit slideshow. It says, well, how would you like it? Would you like it with a Ken Burns effect? See it moving here? Gives you a little preview. Maybe you want an origami one. Maybe you want a reflections one. And you notice it's automatically recommending music for you. So let's hit this. And look at that. How much effort did we have to do a beautiful slideshow like this? Nothing. And that's the beauty of Apple's Photos. Okay, it's very user-friendly. When you're done, hit escape. You didn't like that slideshow? Then just simply change it. Here's a Ken Burns one. Maybe sliding panels, origami. Let's try that. Again, you can just experiment and play and have fun and really enjoy your photos. Okay? Hit escape to go back out again. And again, you can save these slideshows if you wish, or you can just experiment and generate them on the go. Anytime you want to see all your photos, just hit the Photos button on the left, and you're back to your master catalog. Okay? Now, the last thing about this, and this is something I'm going to ask that you consider doing, okay? And that is putting some information on each photo. How many times have you turned around and took a photo and said, oh, okay, I seem to remember this. This was, who was this? That was a friend of so-and-so, and I don't remember, right? How many times have we had things like that? Or we've had a group of people, 4 or 5 pictures in that, and we can't remember the person's name, or maybe where we were, or what year it was taken. This is where I say, take the time to really take pride in your library. And that is, pick the photo, okay? Pick the photo, and now, up top, you see this little eye with a circle? That says get the info about this photo. And we hit the eye. And this little thing opens up. We can add a title to this. We can turn around and add a description about it. We could put keywords, okay? So, let me show you the power of this, okay? I'm going to put a title to this. Alex First Christmas. Okay. Now I have a nice description. Okay. Let's put a keyword in here. Now, keywords are things that are used to describe and help us find photos that we're looking for. Could you imagine this is 10 years later and we now have a library of 10,000 photos, 20,000 photos, and you're trying to find the one picture where the girl was wearing the red dress? You'd be burying your head out, right? Let's put a keyword in. Red. Okay. Put a comma in between to make a next keyword. I'll put dress. And that's enough for now. I'll close this up. All right. So now, here I am, and we're going to pretend I can't find that red dress photo because there's thousands of photos in my library now. How do I find that? Well, I could go through my libraries and try to find it. Let's try it, family. There it is, but what if I had 5,000 and I couldn't find it? Just go up here, go to search, type in, oh, you can't type, can you, Lee? Red. And look at that. It went through all the photos. Doesn't matter if there was 10,000 photos. It went through and identified and found that photo for me. Okay, let's try another. Dress. Look at that. It searches, and it's beautiful. It's powerful. Okay. So this is just a superficial overlay introduction to the Apple Photos app. But I think if you really think about it, this is a great thing. When I left off one thing, if you happen to have an iPhone, okay, all the albums and everything and all the tagging and all the keywords you put in, they automatically get synced with your phone. So you could now even search for things on your phone just as easy. Like we tagged this red dress, right, on this photo right here, okay? When your cell phone synchronizes with iCloud, it'll automatically populate all this information, all this cataloging, and these albums that we created. Okay, we created all these albums, animals, airplanes, family, vacation. All those albums will now appear on your phone. And so it'll be in synchronization, so you can have your organized right on your phone automatically. You could even on your phone type in the word red dress, and it will find them for you. So it all works together in the Apple ecosystem. So it's a great tool. It's not nearly appreciated as it should be. And guess the most important part is, because it's all built in, it's absolutely free. And like I said, for most people, this is all you're ever going to need to organize your photos. So, okay, that's it for me. Till next week, you guys take care.